Hello, I'm Ollie and this is Criminally, where I talk about crime, pulp, horror, that kind of thing. Today, horror, it's another Abominable Book Club unboxing. So part of the fun of these boxes is that they're a bit of a gamble because you don't really know what you're going to get. And I think, you know, there's something about gambling which is addictive, which is why people get addicted to gambling. So that is definitely part of the thrill for me. I think that the odds are slightly stacked against me. So if you've seen my unboxing of last month's box, the January one, you'll know that it had this book in it, Nothing But Black and Teeth by Cassandra Core, which is a book I've already got and had already read, albeit I've got a digital rather than a physical copy. And this physical copy is very nice. But because I'm a reviewer, I do get digital and physical advanced reader copies from publishers, which I think means there's a higher chance that what's in this box, the new release in this box, will be one I've already got. Now, I'm sure I saw something from Abominable in the last couple of weeks where they said that it was a book by a new book by a female author, and they might even have said a British female author. So I'm slightly worried that it could be either Misdeeds of Blood by V. Castro. So V. Castro is Mexican-American but lives in Britain, or All the White Spaces by Ali Wilkes. So we will see. If it's either of these two books, I will be a little bit disappointed. I haven't read All the White Spaces yet. This is fantastic, but clearly, whether I've read them or not, I've already got them. So we shall see. So yeah, I don't know if that makes this video more interesting or less interesting to me. Anyway, I will stop rabbiting on and get the box open. So as always, they are nice and easy to open. Right. So here we go. Right, okay, so I can see the book already, and it is indeed All the White Spaces by Ali Wilkes. So I've got 3 copies of this now because I got it from NetGalley as well. So I did start it and didn't get on with it, but was not in the right mood at the time, I think. So I will definitely try it again. And it does have a rather lovely book plate signed by the author. So yeah, I definitely need to give it another try. Now I've got 3 copies of it. Okay, so what else have we got? So we've got this chocolate bar, which looks fantastic. So you always get a nice snack with the full guts box, which is what this is. So this is a white raspberry popping candy chocolate bar. I love popping candy. I love white chocolate. And I love the design of this bar as well. It looks absolutely fantastic. So yes, looking forward to that. Right, what else have we got? We've got, so this is the mystery book, so I will leave that till last as always. Right, this is the other book. So let me check when this came out. I'm familiar with this series, and I've definitely got some of them on my Kindle, but this is a new one. This has only just come out. So this is a 2022 release. So Demon by Matt Wazolowski. So he's written a series of books which are, I think, an overarching story, but each one told out of 6 short stories. And as I say, I've got 3 or 4 of the other ones in the series on my Kindle, and I haven't read them yet, but they're supposed to be brilliant. So that's actually really good. I'm very pleased with that. Right, what else have we got in here? So we've got the normal drink selection. So let me see, it's nicely packaged here. Let me get that open. So these all go in the tea and coffee cupboard downstairs and get drunk by various members of the family at various points. So we've got some Nescafe cappuccino, some instant hot chocolate, a Lion's coffee bag. I've not tried these coffee bags yet, but Lions do make good stuff. So, and then a couple of nice herbal teas. So Sweet Bliss red berries and cinnamon, which sounds very nice. And forest fruits and ginger, which also sounds very good. In terms of the other extras in here, so we've got the normal kind of postcard that tells you what's in the box. Oh, cool, a Ringu bookmark. I really like that. I'm a big fan of the original Japanese version of The Ring. Saw it at the cinema with my wife and we were both absolutely terrified, so that is very cool. We've got a very nice pin from Abracadabra Apparel. If you can see that properly, that's gorgeous. I really like that. I'll probably wear that one. I don't normally wear these sorts of things, but that one is really quite cool. A kind of X-ray of a skull, or split. It's a bit like the split dogs in Return of the Living Dead, isn't it? And then another bookmark with one of their pieces of flash fiction on it. So that's it in terms of what's in the box. I'll tell you what I will do. I'll just read you the blurbs of the two books that I've opened already. So as I say, All the White Spaces, I did try and read it, but I just wasn't in the right mood for it. It was definitely well written. So I got about 50 pages in and then stopped, but I will give it another go. So in the wake of the First World War, Jonathan Morgan stows away on an Antarctic expedition, determined to find his rightful place in the world of men. Aboard the expeditionary ship, Jonathan may live as his true self and true gender, and have the adventures he has always been denied. But not all is smooth sailing. The war casts its long shadow over them all, and grief, guilt and mistrust skulk amongst the explorers. When disaster strikes in Antarctica's frozen Weddell Sea, the men must take to the land and overwinter somewhere which immediately seems both eerie and wrong, a place not marked on any of their part-drawn maps of the vast white continent. Now completely isolated, Randall's expedition has no ability to contact the outside world, and no one is coming to rescue them. In the freezing darkness of the polar night, where the aurora creeps across the sky, something terrible has been waiting to lure them into its deadly landscape. So it does sound great, and as I say, the writing was good. There was just something about it that didn't quite grab me, and I think it's one of those books that I read at the wrong time. So I will give that another try, and certainly having the book plate is a lovely addition, and I do like the fact they quite often manage to do this with Abominable. So let me read the back of this one, and I'm not sure if you need to read, as I say, this is part of a series. I'm not sure if you need to read them in order or if each book is standalone. But let me read you the back. In 1995, the picture-perfect village of Ousselthwaite was the site of one of the most heinous crimes imaginable. In a case that shocked the world, 12-year-old Sidney Parsons was savagely murdered by two boys his own age. No reason was ever given for this terrible crime, and the demonic duo who killed him were imprisoned until their release in 2002, when they were given new identities and lifetime anonymity. Elusive online journalist Scott King investigates the lead-up and aftermath of the killing, uncovering dark stories of demonic possession and encountering a village torn apart by this unspeakable act. And as episodes of his Six Stories podcast begin to air, and King himself becomes a target of media scrutiny and the public's ire, it becomes clear that whatever drove these two boys to kill is still there, lurking, and the campaign of horror has just begun. So this sounds really good. I think I will try and read the previous books that I've got in the series first. But I ought to pick up one of those for my 100 book challenge, actually, because they're not, as you can see, it's not terribly thick. So it'd be interesting to try one of those and see what it's like. Right, so the most gambly and exciting part of all is opening this, the mystery book. Now this is really thin. I've got no idea what this could be. It's certainly not a novel. It might be a standalone short story or a short novella, I guess. It did occur to me the other day that I've seen people abroad who are doing the Abominable Book Club boxes, like the unboxings, where they've had big hardbacks. And I got a big Phil Rickman hardback last month. But it occurred to me that Abominable probably, if they were thinking from a purely business standpoint, would make sure that they sent the hardbacks to people in the UK, because the postage to send them abroad must be phenomenal. Anyway, right, let me get my trusty penknife out and get into this, and let's see what it is. I've got, as I say, I've got no idea what this is. I'm fairly confident I haven't got this, because I don't think I've got any horror or crime books that are as slim as this, apart from, I suppose, the only one I could think of that I've read would be, I can't remember what it was called now, but there was a short story by Gillian Flynn, a standalone, oh, The Grown Up, that was it, that was published in a slim edition like this, but I can't think of anything else that it could be. Okay, it is Scourge by Gary Fry, which is a Snowbooks horror novella. So I've never heard of this, but it looks quite interesting. Let me read you the back. phalacnids, a race of mythical creatures rumoured to live in Yorkshire's dark countryside. The yellow eyes, the double-jointed limbs, the heads that turned backwards whenever that was necessary. These creatures, which otherwise resemble humans, appear to occupy a small village in North Yorkshire called Nathan, about 60 miles from Bradford, up through the valleys at the foot of which the city rested, and Lee Parker is determined to track them down. So this sounds quite cool, and it's very, it's very slim. It looks like it was independently published, but this is an ex-library edition. So I wonder if the author had self-published it and then given a copy to his local library, and that's now ended up with me. But yeah, it's from the Doncaster Library, so the same sort of part of the world as where it's set. So this looks pretty good. So aside from the fact that I got all white spaces for the third time, I'm pretty pleased with that, and I will definitely try and read this. So yeah, 3 pretty decent books. So happy with all of those, and a massive and delicious looking chocolate bar as well. So a pretty good haul all in all. Oh, and the pin too, which is fantastic. So yeah, I am pleased with that. We will see what comes next month. But yeah, as always, I enjoy the element of surprise and mystery with these. As I say, I thought that might be one. I thought that was a possibility that it might be all the white spaces. But hey, you win some, you lose some. So as always, I hope you've enjoyed that. Let me know if you're an Abominable subscriber, or if you've got any questions about the service. I'll see if I can answer those. But yeah, as always, I hope you're safe and well, and I will speak to you again soon. Cheerio. Hello, I'm Ollie. This is Criminolly, where I talk about crime, pulp, horror, that kind of thing. Today, horror. It's another